On today's Taste Texas, school's back in session and we're grilling a beef tenderloin steak with a quick mushroom sauce that everyone can master. Plus, we'll head out to Holy Cow Ranch and see how they're setting the standard for beef. And Chef Garth whips up a hatch chicken grilled cheese sandwich in our 5-minute feast. Pull up a chair and join us at the table for today's Taste Texas. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Taste Texas. I'm Amy Kushner.
I'm Chef Garth Blackburn.
And we're so glad you're here today. We love having a live audience. We love feeding you, and I love it when Garth gives us great tips and great recipes, which is awesome.
What we're here for.
Awesome. And what are we making today?
We've got some Holy Cow beef. This is going to be an incredible beef tenderloin. I'm going to cut it into steaks. This is going to be kind of the return to school, but the kids are out date night. So it's going to be a quick solution for a weeknight meal. Y'all can make it home with some delicious ingredients. And you'll learn a little bit about the Holy Cow beef. We got to go visit the ranch. Incredible folks. With that, we got to put some veggies in there. We're going to do a char-grilled cauliflower steak. So that'll be the second portion of the plate. Here in a little bit, we'll work into our Gonzales, Texas mushrooms. So we're going to make a little quick mushroom sauce. If you're intimidated about making sauces at home because it sounds so complex, this is a fail-safe approach. And then finally, we're going to finish it off with some fresh arugula and some Jacksonville, Texas tomatoes. So I'm pretty excited to get cooking.
Are we
you ready
to start?
roll? We are.
Oh,
we
good.
are. So the first thing, I think that when folks get home, there are all these little things in the kitchen that really could help you guys out. And one of my favorites is the slippery cutting board. How many of y'all have had that happen before?
Me.
So you go to cut, especially in a thinner cutting board, and all of a sudden stuff's everywhere.
Yes.
Solution is going to be a wet paper towel. You're just going to put that down underneath the cutting board.
Okay.
Put that on top, and now it doesn't slide. Okay?
That's easy.
All right, so we'll get started on the cauliflower. I'm going straight towards the center because I'm going to get some steaks out of this. So you see how the stem is right here. That will hold it all together. So now, when I cut it, about 1/2 inch thick, and we'll do a second one. So now I've got a steak. So this is ready to grill. I'm going to do really high heat sear. We get some caramelization on it. So we'll hit it with a little, this is grapeseed oil, one of my favorite oils.
Yes, you use that a lot.
I do. It's got a high smoke point. So meaning that when I put it on the grill's 1,000 degrees.
I don't think it has a lot of flavor either.
It doesn't. It's neutral. Okay. So with this, you could finish it with a good extra virgin olive oil when you're getting ready to serve it.
All right.
Not too much oil because I don't want it to flare up, and that creates kind of a ashy, sort of burnt taste.
Right. You don't like that.
I don't like that.
I would have never thought to cut cauliflower like that.
Into a steak,
No,
right?
never. It's interesting. All right.
Okay, let's take a look at the beef. This
is gorgeous.
Is an incredible cut of tenderloin. Now, when y'all are shopping at home and you're buying already made steaks, a lot of times what you're getting is this top portion that has a lot of connective tissue. So you see that, a lot of connective tissue, and it's not as tender. So Amy, why don't you cut a couple of center cut
like in the middle
segments.
I haven't washed my hands.
The middle, don't touch the steak then. Here, hold it with this.
Thanks. Right in the middle?
Sure, and you can cut it at a 20-degree angle like that if you want to.
How thick?
That's a good girl portion, so make me a real steak. Okay, that looks great right there.
You want a big one.
Okay, that's good. Just, yeah, sure. And actually, I'm glad you cut this one because I want y'all to see at home and out there in the audience what the difference is. Let me borrow it.
Sure. Here you go.
Okay, so for y'all at home, the way you hand off a steak or a knife is like this. Go ahead and remove that. Okay, let's take a look. When y'all go shopping for steaks, they might look like this, nicely marbled, delicious looking steak.
Right.
And then you go to cook them and they're really tough. You've got some connective tissue, and the reason for that, see when I turn this over? See all that?
Yeah.
It's fat and it's connective tissue, and that's not what I want in a tenderloin. I want something really tender. So what I would do on this one is I would trim that out. So now I could cut this into small pieces that could be used for, you know, beef tips. if your dogs are eating filet mignon, then absolutely for the dogs.
Just thinking about
my
babies.
You got some spoiled dogs at home.
Yes, I have very spoiled dogs at home.
Okay, so now this, ready to roll. Actually, that's kind of appropriate, right? The Amy cut and the Garth cut right there. I want to put the salt and pepper on just before we go to cook, because salt brings moisture to the surface, which means that that steak is not going to sear as well if I leave it on. Okay, I'm also putting the salt and pepper on before I put the oil on, because salt doesn't dissolve in oil, it dissolves in water. So that's going to be on the steak. Now I'll put the oil on.
Oh, see, I've been doing it wrong. I normally put the oil, rub it on, and then the salt and the pepper.
And most people do, but if you think about it, if you sprinkle salt onto oil, it doesn't evenly distribute throughout that oil.
Never thought
of that.
Instead,
it's going to be nice and even.
Awesome.
All right, so those are not done. They need to get finished in the oven.
Okay, while you're continuing your job over there, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have more good stuff coming your way. Welcome back to Taste Texas. All right, well, we've got our steaks on the grill, and we've already grilled up this beautiful cauliflower steaks.
We have, and one quick thing, because I just put the steaks on. How many of y'all have heard that you should never push on a steak or hamburger? I talked about this with burgers last time. You should never push on it right when you put it down.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that before? Okay.
Yeah, heard that.
So here's what I think about that.
Uh-oh.
Here's
Really?
the deal. Real quick is that the reason they say not to push on it is the juices drip out. So you end up drying out the meat. That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
When that meat is cold, there's no juice that's going to fall out of it. You can't wring a steak dry. So instead, I'm pushing on it so I get a nice sear. Now that it's hot, I won't push on it again. But that will ensure those beautiful restaurant grill marks on our incredible Holy Cow beef.
Nice. And speaking of Holy Cow beef, we've got an awesome package. We took a trip out there. We want to show y'all exactly what this place is all about and the people that run it. Take a look.
I love the beef that you guys produce, and there's a story with it. So tell me about the story and what you guys are doing.
Well, my wife and I and a partner of ours have been raising grass-fed beef now for 12 years, and we're in it for multiple reasons. We're in it for health purposes, sustainability purposes, and of course delivering to a marketplace, hoping that we can provide healthy beef to grocery stores and to the retail market.
And so let's talk about processing has happened. Now we're getting one step closer to getting onto my plate. What's happened at that point? Because I know you've got some pretty very good approach to what happens between processing and when a chef or a consumer is ready to fire up the grill.
Well, the processing part of the equation is probably our most difficult component of the whole equation. And we've probably been through 9 different processors, and we're lucky to have the one we have now for our retail consumer. And then of course the way he handles our animals is important. His goal is to please us, and our goal is to please our consumers, so having control and consistency in our cuts is important. It's important to have control in the packaging so that it's not mislabeled or misweighed.
We aren't conventional at all. They actually have to kind of find us. So holycowbeef.com is the best place to get our beef. We want them to have the best eating experience as well as all the health benefits. But they can also buy it at Whole Foods.
What sets Holy Cow apart from your other competitors?
I think it's the way we interact with our customers. And so it's really our interaction, and it is making sure that they not only understand how to cook it, but also the full health benefits. And you can't get this cut, try this, and here's how I would do this.
Great business.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay, leave it to Garth to always bring the fun at the end of any outing that we have. Garth reverts back to childhood, and he has to jump in the water.
It was 4 hours of being a sweater, like you said.
It was really fun.
I love it. We had such a great time there, and they're just such good folks.
They are. Absolutely
looking forward to going
love
back. Okay, so what I've done is I've turned the steaks at a 90-degree angle.
Yes.
So that's how you get those pretty cross-hatch grill marks.
Oh, well, look at that.
Okay, and again, now I'm not going to push on the steak anymore. That's going to push the juice out. So in terms of the timing, how we're going to do all this, you could do this portion with the searing on the steaks. You could do this 45 minutes or an hour before you're ready to serve. We'll just put them off to the side, and they'll go into the oven until the cauliflower is crisp tender. That's going to be about 5 minutes at 350, and then until the steaks are a perfect medium rare, at least for this one. I know you prefer yours overcooked.
You can make mine well done.
I will not be serving you a well done steak. Oh my goodness.
I can't even have the steak the way I like it.
I could find a chuck roast or some beef jerky for you, but if we're cooking up some of that holy cow beef, it's going to be medium rare to medium. Yours is a little bit thinner. So we've got those 2 steaks seared. Here's all I'm going to do right now is take a probe thermometer. I put that through 2 of them because I don't want the metal from the probe exposed. And now I'm going to cook that until the internal temperature is a perfect 132, 135 for a medium rare plus.
Interesting.
And I also like to cook this at a lower temp, like 285 for the oven.
Interesting.
So
okay.
You're going to see in just a second how well it turns out.
All right, pop that in the oven, and then we're going to bring some more good food, right? We got a sauce. Something saucy's coming up.
We've got something saucy coming
We'll be right back.
All right, and we're back to finish some things off. You know, any great date night, steak night is going to have a good sauce to go with it, and I think people struggle with that a lot. So let's take a look at a simple approach. I'm using some Kitchen Pride mushrooms, which I'm a huge fan of, out of Gonzales, Texas. These are creminis, so they're baby portobello mushrooms. All we're going to do is just pop the stems off. If you want to, you can save the stems and use those for a soup or another sauce.
Or the dogs.
Or the dogs, go with that filet mignon that you're serving them. Okay, and then we're just gonna do some slices here. If you'll do me a favor and drizzle a little bit of the grapeseed oil into this pan.
That was easy.
And this is
What else do you want me to do?
You're gonna start cooking here. You're gonna saute these up.
All right.
This is not a non-stick pan. It's actually a ceramic interior, because I'm not a big fan.
What is that? Where do you get that?
You can get that actually a lot of stores now, a lot of good home goods stores. Hear that sizzle. So I preheated the pan. We let the oil get hot. And we're just going to let this cook until it starts to get a little golden. And you can feel free to add that.
Okay.
Just going to let that steak rest.
Steaks are done?
Just about. So they're going to continue to rise in temp. The internal temperature of this one is 130. Of that one is, that one's yours. That one's a little more done.
Okay.
All right. You want to try that out?
No.
Okay.
Is that to make a good sauce? You have to do that?
You have to.
No, I can't do it.
Plus, it's one less thing to get dirty at home, right? If you cook and your spouse cleans, you want to keep them pretty happy, so not having one more set of tongs. All right, so that's high heat. Here's what we're going to add to it.
Okay.
This is going to be some Texas red wine, not sweet wine. You want to be careful, especially for a lot of Texas wines. A lot of them tend to be sweet. This one is not. We're going to use some Milk King cream. So we had a great time at that dairy where Amy got to milk some cows.
Yes, I really did.
She did. She did
it was
great.
Fun. So
right,
this
so I'm
goes
toss
first?
once more. Actually, we're going to add the red wine first.
Okay.
So we need to cook the alcohol out. So add about half a cup.
Why?
Well, the rest of it will be for you. You won't cook the alcohol out of that. Okay, that's good.
Wow.
Okay, once it's reduced by about half, that's going to be what we're looking for. And it's not going to thicken now. What we're going to use to thicken it will be a little bit of cream and a little bit of that mustard. So if you'll squeeze some lemon juice in there as well.
Lemon juice. Okay. Well, these are kind of hard. I don't know if I can get enough out of that. There we go.
And we don't need a lot because
I saw a seed. I saw a seed. Sneak it out. Nobody saw that, right?
I found it right there.
All right, perfect. All right, that's half. You want the whole thing?
No, that's going to be enough acid. Or you can just go ahead and put it in.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
A lot of cream. Now here's the key. Add mustard, maybe 1 to 2 tablespoons.
Really? I would have never thought of that. Tablespoons. That's probably good.
Okay, that mustard is what thickened up the sauce. So now you don't have to worry about, you know, we've got some Cajun friends in the audience that are used to roux, and you cook them down and you get them nice and dark and golden. Love them, but a lot of people struggle with that, like how much butter to how much flour and how long do we cook it for? Instead, if this is looking a little bit thin, which it is, let's add a little bit more mustard to it. So the mustard is going to provide some delicious acidity that's going to cut the fat in the steak. It's going to go well with all the vegetables that we're going to finish up at the end.
Right.
So see how that's thickening up? And as this continues to cook down, it's going to get even thicker and a little bit darker. It won't quite have that same pink appearance. And then this is some freshly cracked pepper.
Wow, it looks so good.
We can put this to a medium heat, let it finish cooking down.
Right.
As we get ready to wilt a little bit of arugula, some celery leaves, and then some Jacksonville grape tomatoes. I think we're going to be in for a treat.
Okay, you want to get on that real quick, or you want to wait?
You need more time. Wrap that up at the very end.
You need more time on your salad, don't you? Okay, all right.
Let's wrap that up at the very end.
Okay, so we have one more little thing coming your way. We'll be right back. I need a towel wipe my hands.
All right, we're back in the prep kitchen where all the action happens, and we're going to start with Amy's favorite cooking device, and that's a crock pot slow cooker. Gives us the ability to toss some stuff in the morning and have a great dinner once you come home. Okay, this is kind of a dump and go. As far as 5-minute meals go, this is gonna require a little bit more time, but not necessarily any more work. We're gonna start with some frozen, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This is hatch chili season, so these are from New Mexico. So that's gonna provide a little bit of sweet heat. Fresh Texas black-eyed peas. We've got some Texas grape tomatoes. Got a little bit of cumin, a little bit of ancho chili powder, and a little bit of hatch chili powder. So again, a little bit of subtle heat. And then we'll wrap it up with some Texas tomatillo salsa. That'll be our liquid. In order to have the chicken slightly covered, you can add a little bit of chicken stock if necessary. I'm just gonna add probably 1/4 cup. That's enough to bring it together. Some salt and pepper. We'll crank up the crock pot, maybe early in the morning around 7 or 8, set it to low and let it run for 8-10 hours. When you come home, we're gonna finish off the assembly and you're gonna see how easy it is to have a delicious grilled cheese sandwich in a matter of minutes. Okay, so now we're just gonna take some hatch cheddar cheese, put that down here. Take some of our chicken with those chilies still in there. Top that with a little bit more of the hatch cheddar cheese. Now we're ready to sear. All right, now it's time to get that crunchy crust on the outside. I'm gonna do the searing in the pan, and at the same time, oh, listen to that sizzle, I'm gonna do searing on the top as well. I'm just gonna put down some aluminum foil, and this pan has been heating on high heat as well, so the bottom of it's nice and hot. It's gonna sit right in there. That's gonna sizzle the top of it while the bottom's getting seared. It's gonna all come together for a delicious gooey mess. All right, let's cut it up and serve it. I can't wait to dive in. We've got that hatch chicken grilled cheese sandwich. It looks delicious. In fact, I can't wait to just dive in.
This delicious date night, weeknight meal. Garth, one more thing. What are we going to do here? A salad.
Pretty little warm, wilted salad garnish. I've got this pan on a medium-low heat. If you'll put about a tablespoon of butter in there.
Okay, can handle that.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to cut these tomatoes in half. Here's the quick tip that I use for cutting tomatoes in half. Serrated knife.
Yes.
Hold your hand parallel with the cutting board. I know you've seen me do this one a few times before.
Practice makes perfect.
And a significant reduction in wine consumption will help you out as well.
Yeah, be careful with that.
All right, so that butter's melted. Why don't you add the arugula? And then I've got celery leaves, which are a really fresh, delicious taste. People tend to throw those out, so just use the leaves of the celery that we have over there.
Yeah, just the leaves.
Just the leaves, or the whole stalk, a little crunchy.
Oh, shoot. I just dumped the whole thing in there. Okay, we got
that.
All right,
now you can turn off the heat and we're ready to plate it all up.
Hold on, I'm picking up. All right, turn off the heat. All right. Got that. Okay,
I've got my cauliflower that we had pulled out to room temp. This is going to be ready to lay out on our plate right there.
Really interesting. Can't wait to try that.
Okay, if you'll do me a favor and kind of toss that.
Okay, with this?
It is.
Or anything? Got it?
All right, so now I'll put my steaks on the plate. Got my sauce right here.
Perfect. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, and then what are you gonna do with this lovely
I'm just gonna put that
warm
right
salad?
On the top. Add a little bit of salt to it.
More salt.
Freshly cracked pepper.
Gorgeous.
We hadn't added salt to this one.
Yeah, right.
We're just gonna kind of drape that over the top.
Wow, and he makes everything look so pretty. That's where I'm lacking a little more experience at home. It's just making it really look pretty.
And then these are little microgreens.
Awesome. Okay.
Simple stuff.
I'm gonna oh, which one is mine? The well done one. Yeah,
I'm not gonna cook that well done.
So while I'm eating, I have something for you because your birthday is coming up. We have presents. Let me go get them. Okay, your birthday's coming up, and I'm thinking hard, like what to get the chef that probably has everything available.
Well, first of all, it looks like this is too small of a bag for a crock pot, which is what I would have expected her to give me.
So, no, you already have a crock pot,
I bought just for the show.
Because you've been using crock pots, which is, I mean, who doesn't love the crock pot?
And my second guess would have been a casserole dish.
So now he's gonna make some casseroles. How awesome is that?
Wow.
Yes. Well, listen, you took my tip and you started making using the crock pot.
Tell me this is not a crock pot
No, I'm not
cookbook.
buying a crock pot. No, I'm not buying a crock pot cookbook. And so now the casserole, I really want to see some casseroles coming from you. But here, this is your gift. You'll dig this a lot. This is your kind of thing. Okay, look. This is a Texas size lighter.
Yeah. That's
How awesome is that?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you
welcome.
very
Happy
much.
birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to this. You got some toys, right?
I got some toys to play with. Thank you very much.
Every guy likes something gadget.
And that is definitely.
Okay, so
this is a Garth-size lighter
have
for sure.
to take a little taste of this because I am curious how well done that steak is.
That's medium, which is about as good as you're going to get from me.
That's fair, right? That's fair to middling. We'll take it. Okay.
How is it?
Really, really good.
All right, as I get ready to cut into the properly cooked medium rare one, you guys can find this recipe and more on our website, on tastetexastv.com.
That's right.
Facebook, social media.
Instagram, where I like to hang out.
All
Instagram.
the pics, yeah, you like
and
the
it's always
good
Taste
photography.
Texas TV. And thanks y'all for joining us today. Everybody gets a bite. Everybody gets a bite. We'll
From
be right
this one steak.
That's right. See y'all next week.
Bye.